Welcome to our review of the Shure BLX series microphones. All right, out of the box, you're going to get a couple of things. Right here in my hand, I have a BLX 288, which is actually two of the microphones. So if you're just looking for the BLX, it's basically just half of this. Now we have it taped because it helps us to identify which microphone goes to which microphone. But again, out of the box, you're going to get the receiver. You're also going to get a power cord. And depending on which one you bought, you're going to get a microphone like this handheld microphone, or you'll get a lavalier microphone. Again, it just depends on which one that you bought. On the back side, we are going to see the XLR port as well as the power device. Now, we have the BLX 288 because it is the easiest way to have two microphones in any mobile DJ setup. Or if you just need two microphones, this one is the way to go. So again, we have our XLR on the back. We also have an instrument out and then our little power device. On the front side, we are going to see a couple of buttons. So over here, we have our power button, and then we have two sets or one set of channel and group. So let me get this thing powered on and I will show you exactly why that's useful. Now that we have this thing powered on, let's take a look at the front side. So we have our group letter. We also have our channel number. What I always recommend anytime you go to a new venue, you should always scan for the best frequencies in the area. So the way I like to do this is you press the group button. You'll see it search a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. It's cycling through all of them. And now it's identified D9 over here and D8. Typically, if you're going to use the 288 model, you'll see that these will match with the same group number. Always identify which, I'm trying to see if it says it on the front. On the back side, the band. So we are in Arizona, so the J11 was our best band here. You can go to this helpful link up here by Shure. It'll tell you which channel, which group is going to be the best one for you to buy. You can see the different series of microphones and you can see which one's going to work best for you. Okay, now that we have our channels and our group set, what we're going to do is make sure we have some batteries in our device. This takes two AA batteries. We can turn it on. And then what we'll see is a little screen. And these microphones don't just automatically connect. What you're going to have to do is change the group and change the channel. So we've got green, which is this one. That one's gonna be, I unplugged it. Got to plug it back in. Okay, I have power once again to this. So this one is D8. So we're going to press the buttons on here till we get to D, A, B, C, D. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it'll flash for a second and then it stops flashing and that's when you know it's good to go. I screw it back in, and the way that I know it's working before anything's plugged into a mixer, I like to see if those lights are flashing. It'll be green ready if it's connected, and then audio will flash if it's on. One more little tip that I like to say for any wireless microphone, if you're a DJ, and you use these for live performances or even outside, always throw one of these little wind covers over it. I think it helps out a lot just to block out any of those puff puffs or puff sounds. And they work out pretty great. But let's test the audio quality. Okay, so right now you are hearing live audio from the transmitter to the receiver into a Yamaha mixer and then into our audio recorder, which we have off screen. So what we're going to do now is our little audio test. I want to show you how great this thing is using it through walls. And we're going to go now to the B camera. What's up, B camera? Let's walk out of here. So I'm just going to keep talking, so pardon my voice. I don't really have anything cool to say, but we are going to see how far we can go. And one thing I did want to test as well is how well this thing goes through the walls. In my experience, I've had to set up outside, and then there's some wall in between us talking here. So now there's a concrete wall in between us, and we are probably a good 50 feet away. So we'll keep on walking. If this thing is not cutting out at all, which we won't know until we listen to it later, we'll know that this has succeeded. But I think at this point now, we're about 150 feet away. And if we've switched to audio on the iPhone, that means that this thing is cut out. But right now, this is typically the range. We are now 150 feet away from the receiver. It's back in the warehouse. This is typically where it starts to drop off, so I wouldn't have it any further than that if you have to, but let's go back inside. Okay, it's still connected, and I will see you back at the table. All right, did it work? Did it work? We don't know. But anyways, we're back. Again, I would recommend that the most optimal range for using this microphone is going to be about 150 feet. Anything outside of that, you're not really going to have the best of luck. But ultimately, I would definitely recommend this microphone. The cons just are simply not there for this thing. The pros definitely outweigh them. Those pros, again, being it's easy to use, range is fantastic, And you can't really have a better 2 microphone setup in this package. Downsides are going to be that there's no external antennas, so you're limited on the range, and the overall build quality of the receiver part is pretty, it's pretty flimsy. So you get what you pay for, but for the price point of around $500 to $600, depending on where you buy it, you can't beat the BLX. So definitely the perfect wireless microphone to buy if you were looking for your first wireless microphone or looking to just jump into something that's going to sound better than your $100 microphone from Amazon. All right, thank you so much for joining us of our review of the BLX series microphones. My name is Javier with CUS Entertainment, and we'll catch you in the next one.